See if it
It's gonna have changed a lot.
They absolutely need this win. GenG
Okay, raid boss
trying
on
to keep
Saya.
themselves in this series. T1, however, in the position to maybe have a 2-0 victory and advance forward into that winner's final.
Yeah, curious to see again
Raid
what
boss
the
on
choice
Saya.
is here for the Jet specifically.
And
The Sova KO, all of that, it
got
all
a
makes sense.
4-1
But
set
why
up,
the Jet
and they
over
look
the Rays?
like they
Unless,
want to
you know,
send it
just
into the
might just be
4
a
setup.
comfort thing. At the same time, I mean, Texture's Rays always looked fine, but the Jet's always been a bit more impactful, so to speak.
So
So
this
we'll see,
could
obviously, starting on the
be
defense. I think this part they're
be
less
pretty
worried about than
savage.
the second
3
half. See how many rounds they
people,
can chain
and
together.
then they go KO flash.
Get ready for the pop flash.
Oh my god.
Texture able to
Dude,
find that
poor
first
Saya. Saya ate all of the
Swinging as he
util.
does still have the dash available for a little bit of time, but then decides to just go ahead and back away. Dizzy up over the top. Munchkin not being spotted there, but now does reveal his position. Fragment's going to be sent in. Karen able to find 2. Texture getting himself his second. Now it's all on Xcurate. Aaron playing close. An easy target as he is down low on HP, and eventually
Ooh,
Xcurate
Dash
able to
came
flag
in
that
as well to
crosshair
try
over, find that
trade.
elimination. Picks up the spike. No pressure from behind.
It's a pretty
Not gonna be
doable
coming in.
1v3.
He gets himself into a winnable position in a 1v2.
Yeah, so GenG, you still have the Cypher set up on A. All you have to do is make sure you stay grouped up, right? There's no reason to
Sunset
hunt for this.
T1's
There's
pick,
no
yeah.
reason to put yourself in a disadvantageous position. Obviously, they don't have any knowledge of mid. There's still 40 seconds. See if they have an internal timer on a potential flank all the way through the map. But for now, they're just focused on that B. And now Texture will turn his sights. Yeah, they'll start to swivel on a timer, see if it's a wrap all the way around mid. And otherwise, if it's A, it'll just be a 2-man retake.
Oh, picking the right side, but there's a trip and a
the
camera
setup
here.
can be toggled there from Meteor.
So while Xcurate goes in and will most likely get this, he'll hear the cam. Hasn't quite scanned for it just yet.
Spike planted.
There's the plant, there's the cam. Xcurate playing away from it, so won't be able to spot him out. He's going to try to intercept. Texture draws out the weapon, expecting that he could be in this position.
No.
There's the first one. Meteor
What's the
tagged
headshot
as well.
pulse?
A headshot to be the difference maker here. Xcurate now pulling away from the angle. I don't think he saw the re-peek.
And the
Wary about
camera
the
might
approach from
really
the
reckon
vendor
the
spawn.
cam and the trip.
The time is ticking. With every second that goes by, Xcurate, the stock, it goes up.
This cam could be huge. They
Now
both
the
hit
cam is
each
in.
other.
Oh my god.
Oh. Dart removed.
No way,
Xcurate
bro.
is
This is
good
a
for it.
huge round,
The
man.
3K to clutch the
1v3.
T1
Played it great.
start off Sunset once again with a
Dude,
win.
GenG can't catch a break right now.
Wow. Xcurate, clean with it. I love the push.
Holy
All
hell.
the way through.
This is like,
Ace short all the way towards mid. He escapes being
They have
potentially
a
spotted by any
solid,
Cypher util.
solid
He makes
chance
sure
at
that that's
this.
the part where he could get a 1v1. I mean, it's the only part that he can potentially get a 1v1 because they would still be running, considering that they think they're not going to be heard. It's an excellent call. And then just a Cypher duel as it comes down to an aim fight.
yeah, and they buy up so heavy, they do not want to lose this one. We've got a Marshall, which
0
is the
points,
one
so
that can be
Cam Still
farming.
be in play, side player. Try to clear that out, but oh man, what a one tap. Meteor does put him down.
That's always
Marshall.
guess as a camera though.
Not needing to
That's
be picked up,
the
somebody else
death
has
they were
a bit
allowed.
More firepower behind them. Trade out here.
Oh,
This shock dart will find a decent amount of value. And
Yeah,
easy
good amount of
shots
damage.
into the shoulder there from Locky as well. So finds himself now at 50 HP.
Yeah, so this should already give a bit of information that there's probably more than they bargained for from T1. And GenG, they're just going to try to play for the numbers. They've still got Texture watching for the rotate. Obviously, T1 not going to take any chances for that.
they give me a little bit.
Because
They're,
they have the surefire
they're picking the right
information that no one
side
has
at the
actually
moment.
pushed out from
at
the
least.
extremities with those trap wires still being online. Skirret's still alive. He's got full armor as well. It's all going to come down to Texture. And GenG, I mean, it's an eco. You're doing the best you
Knife
can
kind of
with the
gives that
tools
one
you
away a
have.
little bit. Still holding
First
strong
and
over
last
towards
line
B.
of defense here is Texture's. The orb going to be taken by Rossi. Texture.
He
pushing
does
forward.
one shot Omen.
Dash now at the ready. Gets himself behind the box here. Back sight. Looks for
Oh.
a shot. Dashes over into the smoke.
Not if he
Take a
misses.
little bit of damage, but Widely is okay. Here's that wingman cutting across, but can't quite intercept it. So Plant will come through.
Spike planted.
T1 with 4 players. Now looking to defend this spike.
Yeah, we have quite a heavy buy here from T1. So GenG, if they can take down 2 more people, they'll make sure only maybe 1 Vandal's carried over and another weapon. It's not so bad. The trap is going to be triggered on the backside, so they have to start to
Dude,
watch
this
for their
camera's
flanks.
so
Here's the
strong.
reveal. Locky with that Marshall able to find one. Izu gunning down
Still
the
looking
others
pretty
with
good
that
for
Spectre in
damage.
hand. Swing out
The
from Munchkin had been noted.
3 armor
It's a
rebuys
bullet.
here.
Now it's all in Texture to see if he can deal some additional damage. And it's close, but
Yeah, not bad.
not close enough to find the shot there while full blind. Rossi will find the 3K as T1 move up 2-0.
You're going to carry over 3 of those rifles, so both the Vandals and the Bulldog. That's a fine piece of weaponry here for T1. They'll actually match with all 5 rifles, so this is no longer a bonus round. It's a buy round for buy round, just with a couple half armors across the board. But same for GenG. They invested in that Marshall.
Enemy remaining.
Rossi has been firing today.
Rossi, most
been
improved players
absolutely
after the
on
last few years. Bro, he's looking... He's been great in this team. He really has.
So
Heavy
one thing
fragging,
with the Jet is,
clutching.
well, okay, this time they're going to commit to the push in. I was going to say one thing that we saw during the pistol that I imagine
Looks like
GenG
he's
will
a bit of a
continue to
vibes guy as
is
well.
you can actually push out aggressively but not have to commit to it like you would with the Raze, right? You're not having to commit with something like a breach Raze combo, things like that. You can
And
still set
T1
the
take a
Jet
little
up,
bit of
they
a
still have
win
the
here
option
as
to
well,
dash
right?
back
First of all, their bonus is
towards
decent.
their
They
own
go for
site.
an NA buy
But
where
this
one
time
person
they'll
buys
invest
into
I
it.
don't mind it because you don't really expect
Then
that too much with the
also,
Jet.
they get
Plenty
an
of full
Omen
B
flash
control,
out
but
of
the
them
smokes will
and a
dissipate,
jet
that cooldown,
dash.
I don't think it's going to be ready
All
for
they
Charon,
really
so
did.
Texture, it's all on him, and T1, they're looking to regain
Play
control.
far back.
Here's the one holding the line.
Yeah, they got to use their own stuff though.
Again, and that
This is
paranoia
interesting.
helping to
Insert one over
force him
towards
back.
A.
Rotations now
Like, they
coming
could
back through for
definitely
GenG. Try to reinforce this site. It's accurate on a very deep
Yeah, they could
lurk.
definitely cancel this and go back.
Already tucked in.
Yeah,
over
and with
by
the
Alley.
knife
Doesn't know
hitting,
if the rest
the
of
knife
this
hits
position
3,
is cleared though, so has to
and
wait.
they're like, that's good enough for us.
He says, I can
And
get you this close.
does-
I've got the cam to check the opposite side. We can look to try to attack
mean,
this
this
A site. And
Could be
right
good
now,
because again, everyone
T1,
plays fight
as far as the
retake
gamble's
on
concerned,
this
it is in
site,
their
on this
favor.
map at the
30
moment.
seconds left.
It's only
And a
Meteor
lot of the
and
time it
Lakia
is
in
just
position,
easier.
ready to intercept. No command
You
coming
just
through.
find
Cam's
out
gonna
the
get
site
shut
that they
down.
want to
2v4,
retake and
Lakia
just save all
right
your
here.
util.
Inside of that smoke without Meteor, gone. Lakia now on his lonesome.
Yeah, and a bit of an overextension
Bit of
here
a
from
bold
GenG. I
play.
mean, everything was set up for a retake on A. That's the
Bit of a
standard
really
rule on
bold
Sunset.
play.
And sure, I mean, you get no
4v5
command, fine. You
retake
don't let
and they
the
got no
Cypher
Omen
util just
flash.
die out. You could have waited, but now it's a weaker retake for sure.
Oh
And
my
there goes the
God.
person with all the util.
Rossi just spamming through the box, finds the kill. Side player just get taken down. Pop flash going to be sent. Carpe
Look at the
reinforcing
confidence
Rossi's
on him.
position, comes away with 2 kills.
Oh my God, they're
Lakia
wrecking him.
now just has to sit back here in the defender spawn, see if he can hold on to his weapon because now he has been spotted. The flood is coming.
They are wrecking
He
them.
gets swept up in it. As T1 drowned GenG here in round 3, converting the bonus into a win.
I mean, GenG, they're not even playing how they used to at the beginning of the year, right? They used
Yeah,
to play
they
so
are.
safe,
They're not
make sure
here.
they always had
Like,
numbers
this
advantages.
is
I mean, Meteor just shouted
crazy
the open
bold
in the
how he's
site.
playing.
Being null commanded in 0 point, and he's getting
It's
pushed
meant to
down,
be a
and he just wants to
5-person
hold on with
retake
no
and
other util to back him up.
The
Lakia,
Cypher
at the very
commits
least,
over
I mean,
towards site with one.
Really good communication.
Fine with that, but yeah, we can tell.
And these guys are
Carpe-
chill as
I mean, we
well.
can tell visually that the comms are good.
It is showing.
It's kind of
Whereas
the
right
same
now, they're
start,
severely lacking
right?
here from the side of
They win the
GenG.
bonus, the money's incredible.
Things like the mid rounding, like you say, you know, their util usage, all of that right now is just severely
This team in
lacking.
Madrid kept the
Very
best
disjointed with
form. I
Meteor.
mean, Paper X,
Gonna go for a
but
bit of a peek here in towards
that's
mid,
'cause
so
they
that
changed
Marshall
one of
in
their
hand,
players, though.
everybody gets in front of him.
and then you
Oh,
got
not
Heretics,
anticipated.
and you could argue
Lakia
that's because they
sits
changed one of their
back and
players as
idea
well.
of this and spots a bit more than he bargained for. Does get taken down. Fragment now finding some early damage here onto Karen as the pop flash gets ready to come through.
Wait,
Texture in the
For now.
meantime, though.
Wait.
Being pressured. There's that approach. Does manage to find the second shot. Dashes across. Does grab that Vandal. Rifle now in play as the Thrash goes on the hunt.
Tisha knows he's pinched.
Clears it.
yeah,
Paranoia
they just
coming
want to
down,
deal with
sends
him
up
early.
the cloud burst,
They know where
finding
one
himself
person is, and they just want to
protected.
deal with it.
Texture
Dude,
somehow comes away with
Texture's
those 2
done
kills.
unreal
Gives him now a man
damage,
advantage,
bro.
but Weaponry still here in the hands of T1.
Paranoia's
Flash
good
to
on
delay,
elbow.
tap on the spike, forces Meteor back. 2 sheriffs and a
Yeah, and
marshal.
that's nice. That delays
Try to pull
enough
off yet
time
another
for Fish to
thrifty
come
as
up,
there is
and
the
then
Thrash
Fish
back
delays
to
enough
play the
time
dive
for the
forward.
Omen smoke to
Clear
go.
out, coming in
Bro,
as he
look
just
at them
swings on the
go,
corner.
man. This
They
was
will be able
sick.
to help rescue
Lovely
the round.
from Carpe.
The
Because
Thrash
all his
absolutely
util was so good.
perfect. Detains both members on the site. That explosion radius just wide enough. And he's just
They're
going to be
all
able to
playing
swing
so
on it now.
well.
6-1
Because even
himself.
Carpe's been having, like, what,
Rare
I
that
would
we
say a
see,
rough couple of
Controller with
weeks.
no assists in all the kills, but it's working out for T1.
And even
Texture
here, this
does
util
what
was
he
just
can.
incredible.
But you didn't really account for that second Thrash. I mean, you didn't have the weaponry to stop it either way. And that's rough. And now back on a bye. You have the operator. All right, I mean, you got a jet, you got an operator. If you can't make something work on this round, GenG, this comp has to be thrown right back in the bin. Because we haven't really seen any advantages that this agent composition brings for GenG's defense over what T1 has to show on the attack.
Yeah, even their attack cage doesn't block the one way
T1
from an
now targeting
angle.
market.
They
Targeted top
throw a
mid
camera
earlier.
down. Camera's getting
Really
wrecked.
using the map live. A meteor, he's only good for one.
Okay.
Let's find the one. Least is able to equalize the count as Munchkin. What is that?
What
Oh,
the
3K looking for the
what
point,
is-
puts extra down to 30.
Okay,
Once again
bro.
comes alive.
All right, bro.
Team
Okay.
most certainly needs
Let's
it. What a
let's see more of
hold.
that.
As GenG
Let's see more
will
of
get
that. That
themselves
is,
on the board there in round 5.
That was nuts. Was that fast?
I
2
feel
bullets?
like 90% of Munchkin's highlights are 3K holds on the defense.
And they're just so quick.
Yes,
I need this.
it is very impressive.
Like, good lord.
Oh my god, that's so
Goodness.
impressive, dude.
I mean, almost gets the 4th.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get the 4th.
But the matter still holds that they're scraping by with the skin of their teeth, right? It's
I mean,
heroics
that's
that are
a
keeping them
hero
in the
play,
game,
though.
But
Doesn't
T1's
fill you
not
too
gonna
much.
feel too
Well,
bothered
it fills
by
your
it.
confidence individually, obviously,
Zion
but
pings,
it
no
is a
command.
team. That's not.
Coming through. Dizzy connects there on the Lakia.
Oh, they
T1
use
back
so
away.
much
So
U2 and
good
got
intel from the
nothing.
get-go. Going to be left on the floor.
It's a
Saya player
fast insta
makes his way back
rotate. That's like
across
the
now
only
through
thing.
mid.
They're just trying to find out where the cipher is and hit
Texture
the side that is the
holding.
retake. But
This is
this
kind of what he
op,
wants for them to be ushered over
should be
towards him
getting
with
a
that
kill.
op in hand. Wingman expiring. No, Dizzy to try to clear the angle. Smoke down, but now dash. Expired. This becomes all the riskier for Texture to try to hold this position.
Yeah, he's going to back out on a timer. But here's the thing. T1, they have the choice to rotate back if they wanted, right? They drew out the null command, so you know the retake's going to be weaker than originally planned on A. So you've got a couple options. You're hearing the door being
You're
closed
just waiting
as well.
for the time of the.
Not
I
in a
mean,
position
they
to rotate.
boomballed this as
but
well,
they
though.
do have mid control.
Orb's taken. Saya, he's got a showstopper.
Yeah, and this camera probably saw like
Decided to go
2
ahead
of
and pull
them,
the
I
trigger on that
think.
one in this round. There's the
Smoke
flash.
goes in because they
Rashad
know that
sets
the op
out.
might be
They can
here.
interrupt that one.
Oh, okay,
The
we
timing
double
as knives
smoke.
come
We're
through from
treating it
Texture.
like
He's able to
bind or
find
something.
Rossi. Looks for a little bit more. Meteor takes down the enemy raise. Pink's coming through. Meteor getting caught there.
Whoa.
As Texture still within his own hands, trying to close it out.
Yes, they kind of treat it like bind on A,
Izu and
right?
Exter
Double
will be
smoke
left
off. They
standing.
go. They
They will
just
once
put it in
again
half, and then
deny
they
GenG
split
from
over
stringing
towards
together
market, or
2
at
rounds
least
consecutively. It's
are
just
in
the
for
one
market
round
to
so
be
far.
open.
Yeah, and that's with an amazing 3K from the IGL himself. Those are the only
And
3
then
kills
they win a
Munchkin's
round
gotten
and they
so
get
far.
reset.
I mean, that about sums up this map so far, maybe even this match.
And then everyone
But
focuses
overall,
over towards the
this
right.
execute onto the site. They almost play it as if they had a Sage, right? They save both smokes, and it's just going to be used just to cut up the map in half, make sure that they just have a single line of sight towards market that they have to worry about. Makes
I mean,
things a
yeah,
lot
if you're not
easier
used,
despite the
honestly, if you're
flying
not
jet.
used to
And now
that, your
it's a
KO
fast
you
hit,
two
Munchkin.
might not be
Racing
great.
to
Do
the
it
shot,
again.
finds one, jump into the corner, and he does manage to draw down fast enough to find Rossi. Extra, however, replies with 2 kills of his own. Munchkin, Lakia, both going to be taken down. Just waits, playing patiently. There's the reveal. Karan noted. It's still able to find one before falling.
Yeah, they're playing
things end as
sick right
2v2.
now. The change of pace is great as well.
GenG now have to
Just
reaggress their
insta
way
rush
into the
over
site. Spike
towards
planted.
A, and it's like last round they kind of scouted out what was going on in terms of this.
Yeah, and they
Does he
realize
now
that
take
they're
map
not
control,
over
pick up
by
the
alley.
fish, or are
So
we
now Crosshair's
dueling?
trained.
On the angle. Texture, trying to go for something a little bit cheekier, and just ends up falling to the double
Bro,
face
they
around
are
the corner.
together.
This Meteor will get picked off. 6 to
Wait,
1 now.
they're kind of
2-1.
wrecking them, man.
Scrappy, but still winning the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, they're still holding the advantage every time as well. And like you said, a big part of it is those ult rotations coming through. I mean, the showstopper earlier helps clear out the entrance
Bro,
into the
this
site.
this
time
double
it's gonna be
flash
the neural
combo
map
is
now
so
into the
strong.
trash.
The KO and the
Gives them knowledge that it has to
KO
be a
flash and the
wraparound, or at
dizzy
least
was
it's
so
very
good.
likely.
I
They
like
had-
fired up.
No, not
Yeah,
seeing it
and then
anymore.
now they
He
just
knows
go
it's
back to
close.
going slow.
This is a nice spot.
Close to being over. Just about halfway there on
On
this
his
map. They're already the first one in their back pocket. T1 gotta be feeling good about their odds right now. Texture thinking about going to the peak, does so, finds the punish there. On to Rossi. Scarpe gets a bit of damage. Working his way across. Solid early pick found here for GenG.
The 0 point from afar, that's good support, and that makes it a little trickier for T1 to figure out exactly how many might be on B. Obviously, time has passed, so they can't really account for anything. they'll be able to keep Izu planted there. I wonder if they use that to their advantage for a lurk.
Cage triggered.
Dizzy out, Texture clipped by that.
They should lose
There,
this duel
cut
over
off
towards
Boba,
Market. They'll
as
double.
Back entry, not checking that left-hand side player. An easy
Yeah.
target, gets taken down, extra dead as well, but Carpe looks to break over the side of
Okay.
but Meteor will
That was
be
the
able to
least
say
convincing,
no.
and
Finds the
GenG
last
had
two
to win this
players.
one.
Gen
They lost two
GenG
people
will
here
give
though,
themselves a
so
second
money's
round
still
win
pretty
on the
low if they
board.
lose the
And this
next
was
one.
what the first
Very
round,
low.
quite frankly, that we saw GenG play to their strengths, right? With their default, with the ability to go for these lineup supports with the Sova and KO, make things a little trickier for T1 to read, right? How many people are exactly in there? Because we look at T1's comp, you have the 0 point, but that's the only way you're getting really hard information. Obviously, Dizzy a little bit easier to navigate around as the opponents. So forces T1 to have to go for contact a bit more. I think Xcure does his best by pressuring mid, but GenG, they're able to keep the spread nice and even. But it all starts with that op.
Yeah, and they find other
Yeah.
Jets here.
Noting it nice and early. Still wanting to push into the site though, as spray through, decent damage. No, not really even any foul.
Yeah, I thought he would have got a lot more
Look, he had
damage
the
there,
lineup,
but
but
there's
just
so
can't
many
quite get those
people here,
connections.
man.
Texture, however, will make that shot connect on the Sion player.
Yeah,
as,
so
well, he does
many
fall, the rest of the
people.
team are able to just go ahead and
Okay,
mow them down as they
You
try
gotta
to push
relax
out
a
here
little
onto the
bit. Maybe a
site.
timeout could be good, or
That is going
I
to
mean,
be
not even sure if
first
they need a
consecutive round
timeout.
wins
They
here
just need to
for
relax at the
GenG.
falling slightly.
They have been whittling away because the rounds haven't been clean for T1 at
Yeah.
that bank.
It's definitely working
Cash
well
not
when
in
they
the greatest position.
when they were
Yes,
finding
dash into
when they were
danger,
slow
but
playing,
Meteor's
finding
there
the
to
site
trade
with
it.
the
GenG,
Cypherus,
much earlier
that was the one.
adaptations than we saw over on
I think
Ascent
it's
in that
getting a
first
little bit
map.
harder
So
for
they're
them
in
now
a,
that
they're in a
Op's
better
out.
position to try to stabilize, and then they'll be able to take the initiative on the attack. Now T1
they're going
trying
fast
to pick up
again.
the tempo again, but this time on the A side. And GenG, they're just going to leave it open. I mean, they see the no command. They're just keeping everybody far away. As long as they don't make that same mistake, which is trying to fill it with 1 or 2 people again, they should be okay.
There's Fury from Lockyer to try to intercept here and slow things up. Meteor able to find Xcure it. Neural Theft now invested. There's the reveal. Izu going to be noted up on top of the box. Meteor
No,
creeps in.
it's,
Avoids that paranoia.
that's pretty big. But with all that info,
Lost,
Karen
swing
just
out
runs
crossing,
behind.
Not ready for this position. Very radiant. Meteor comes away with the kills. As the cleanup off the back of that will be swift. Flawless here
Okay,
from
now
GenG,
maybe they
3
time
rounds
out, and maybe the
consecutively,
coach is just going to
seemingly
tell them to relax a
steam
little bit. It's been like
being
3 fast
generated.
rounds
They're
in a
starting to
row.
warm
Like
up.
I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
mean,
4 in a row,
listen,
right?
They're going positive. That's not something we could have said in the first half on Ascent. So they're feeling a lot better, but the positioning is better. The reads are good. The Hunter's Fury, I love it. Being preemptively used at range, so he's not in danger of being swarmed by that KO, and that allows Meteor to now get planted in, right? If you do something like that, fine. Filling it back with 1 person, I like it because you've already eliminated 1 angle. You know, one of the earlier rounds, it didn't look as clean, but now they forced out the timeout finally from T1.
First one.
T1 looked good on the first map. Yeah,
First
T1
of the
looked very good on the first map. GenG was slightly off.
Wanting as many advantages here on this attacker side as they could possibly get, being up to 6. Already a decent position, but wanting to find quite a bit more.
Obviously, 2 rounds in a row, going for the speedy hits, 1 side at a time.
Cobbs,
Kinda
thanks
just
very
going for
much,
a bit
man.
of a Hail Mary at that point.
Of course,
so
bro.
T1,
Appreciate the
has to be a
19
bit
months.
more
Thanks for the
unique.
prime. DRX
Something
or
they can do,
Paper X? I
obviously, with the
think I went
util
for
they have,
Paper
the
X.
composition they have is try to scout out that Cypher a bit
The
earlier.
DRX has been looking a little
Try
bit
to
better,
force
I
that
would
util
say.
out of place. Make sure that the default is disrupted. Because right now, I don't
But I
know
just
if
went for
T1 would have
Paper X
identified this
because
from their own POVs, but
I'm on board.
in a very evenly spread out 2-1-2 at the start of every round for GenG in the past
Bro, the
couple.
lower bracket game, if GenG's down there, could be very scary.
GenG going to be fine cash-wise for these final rounds.
I think no matter what, it's always going to be crazy scary.
T1 needing to try to find some stability for that fourth and final of the half.
On the push out from GenG, I love the adaptation
Yeah,
off the
and
timeout.
this is
It's
pretty
similar to what we
much
saw
just a
in that
classic.
last round, to be honest.
Attack
They just heard, I
timeout.
think, a lot more
Go a little bit
presence over
aggro.
at A
We've got
that really
3
encouraged
people,
this, but
and
so
there's
fan out
someone
to
off
keep
the
some space
contact
here.
to swing as well. So it's up, and
much
it's like a
information
little
as
bit
they
shallow,
possibly
so that
can.
when this
What
guy
else available at the
swings,
moment here for the side of
there's
T1?
someone out here
Extra
ready
two
to
away
swing
from
if
that
it's a
next neural
double
theft.
swing, right?
So good amount of tools for them
So,
to work with.
Nice setup.
The biggest thing about this is the Thrash and the null command aren't going to find as much value, right? I mean, sure, Meteor is in range of a null command, so he might have to back out and let go, but that cam is used for the retake for sure on that elbow position. Even getting an early read with that drone.
Shock start to clear it out. Texture now playing forward. Dizzy sent, no command used. Shot goes in.
Ooh,
Ross
out of
gonna
everyone,
be put
though.
down on the floor. Lockyer finding one. Now gonna be blinded up by the paranoia. Tries to back.
He went for it. He might have. I'll tell you what. He might have made it doable for his team there. They just really wanted to get the trades.
GenG want to try to take away the value
Yeah, they
from those timeouts
really,
that
really
they
wanted
have.
to try and get the trades there.
And now are
I'm telling you, as soon as
within
this
touching
offers come
distance,
out
5 to
and
6,
they're
they look to
struggling
have
a
an
bit,
evened up half.
and it looks
So
like they
GenG,
had
this is a slight
looks like they had the
adjustment from their
plan when
own
the op
style,
comes
right?
out, they
Rather
start
than
going
over-rotating
fast,
based on
and then they just
information
got wrecked
utility,
in those 3
they try to
rounds,
get
and
a
now
read in,
they're a
and if
little
it's
bit
not
lost.
a rush, then you have to be stacking, but they had already taken B main control. You can see on the mini-map here on their own player cams that Munchkin's holding onto it deep in. So you know that that has to be a prep. So the operator's there, but you imagine if it's a no command, he can't dash out. So then there's backup in Lockyer to go for the trade. He can just run away. It's a good setup. Instead of going and letting them have a free sight, you're able to shut it down nice and early.
Again, here's that mid presence.
Yeah, the same setup didn't work earlier because they didn't go here. And now top mid can swing as well, and that is an absolute shot. This is a solid recovery from GenG, it really was. They're 5 in a row? 4 in a row.
He won't be able to find a single kill.
5, right?
A
Because it was
flawless round to end. That
6-2
was
to
the flawless
6-6.
Second half of the first half, I should say. For GenG,
6-1, right?
tying us now up 6-6 after 5 rounds.
Dude, as soon as this op was
consecutively
here,
won.
Yeah,
that was
5
it.
rounds in a row. That's how you know that the reads started to come through for GenG. And you can tell it on the minimap as well. I mean, like we just mentioned in the past couple rounds, going for that mid push out and recognizing that because they weren't spotted, they can keep doing it. And I love the fact that Texture always had that support from Lockyer. He's always got someone to trade, so he can just be the bait after the first kill.
Morning, Cupid.
Overall,
You're up nice
good
and early.
setups. They started to
things?
utilize their composition.
Actually, I guess
I'm
it's a
not
lot
still
later
quite
there.
sold on it that it's objectively stronger than some of the Raze comps or Neon comps that we've seen. But they'll work its magic, and now we'll see what they've prepped on the attacking side.
This is where it's for all the marbles. I mean, so far T1, 2-1 as far as
Gem
pistol round
nice,
wins
dude.
in the series are concerned. If they can go ahead and further extend that lead away from GenG, be a solid start. Try to get that breakaway. Try to get the lead back under their feet. Get that wind in their sails. Try to close things out with this 2-0.
Can T1 get another good start?
We've seen what GenG can do when they start to warm up. They really start to get activated. Avoiding breeze is going to be something you want to do at all costs if you're T1.
Yeah, I mean, while T1 had great prep and great execution on Ascent,
Raid boss?
we'd
We
be
get
lying
another
if we
raid
didn't say
boss, dude.
GenG looked a little
I think
off
T1 are
individually at the beginning
the
of that map.
biggest fans
So
of the
now,
raid boss. They're the
seemingly
team
both
that
teams
actually use it
back
the
in
most.
their prime condition.
Always Sire
On the attack,
managing
you
to
got
get
3 ghosts on the side of
either
GenG.
Frenzy or Ghost
All
Armor.
eyes trained on mid. Obviously, a little bit easier to take at the start of the round for the attackers.
How many
with
people
just
do it
the
on
angles that you
defense?
can hold, creating the crossfire a bit easier.
Break this. Oh, that's nice.
See how this Jet does on the attack now. Recon sent up mid to try to check. Exert pulled back around the corner, however, not going to be spotted.
Take mid
Some very
into
far-forward
late
presence.
market
Is he
so
trying to
the
hold through there
rotate
at market?
goes in. It's a cool
Taking
strat.
down Saya players able to pick up 2 before falling to Lockyer's hand, but then Meteor
good
intercepting
strat,
Rossi
man.
as he tries to get out
But
to
once you
safety.
pressure over towards middle,
Yeah, Meteor
right,
coming in
if they have
quietly
heavy
through
market,
main
this guy
allows
goes
him to
out.
still
So in
hold on
theory,
to
if
the
they
site,
have
so
some
they
kind
don't
of double
they don't
stack
have to
over
worry about
towards
that right
market,
side by
it's no
Boba.
longer there, or they're
Will
a
actually
little bit
clean
at
it
least
up
out
for
of
them. So now a
position.
3v2 should be a pretty
Because
easy
normally what
hold
happens
for
is when there's some
GenG.
kind of vision block or pressure
T1,
middle, you want to
Best
hold with
option might just be
1-1.
to creep forward.
Means
Exert
that
was able to
obviously
win it
one
in
of the
that
sides gets weaker and it's always going to be market.
1v3 last time.
Just because this
One
pos
out
is
of
so strong.
2v3. Tag up there on Alakia and Texture. Cleared on the wingman does make this a hell of a lot more difficult for the defenders. Dizzy sent cleared, swinging extra, eating quite a bit of damage. Texture finds the headshot. Carpe finding 1, but is running out of time. 5 bullets left here in the mag. So he waits to see if anyone's going to come peek him first and foremost. He knows the round is over. Wants to try to take
How
somebody
about the
down, try to
1-1
get some ult
pistols in
charge,
terms
but
of this, so
Lakia will
that's
say
pretty
no,
good. We
denies
go
that,
up to
run away from him. We'll find
up
the
to 6
headshot.
rounds in a row for
Tie it up
GenG,
2-2
really.
in pistols.
That's just, you know, very clean pistol here from GenG. You take mid control early, you draw out the paranoia, and then you'll send the drone in to check how many there are. They don't really account for Saya. He creeps in by the stairs afterwards, so it's a good attempt from T1 on the trades. But it's just too many. And of course, GenG, they've always
Yeah, I love
been known
the-
for
I love
good
that shot,
trading. That's
though.
how they were able to best Paper X at kickoff. They'll be able to carry through. The smiles are returning. So he's finally happy with that pistol win.
It's begun. Texture. That personality starting to show a little bit more as Excurate. Just straight up spotted there on the site. Does drift away. Doesn't take any damage.
Hey, stacking orbs on the
Rifle spot
solver
up
as
for
well.
GenG, so they're looking.
I mean, they're in a
to
good
match the
pause for
buy,
2 people getting
going
all the
into the
kills
third
as
round
well
of the
to try and make
still
sure they
drop
can get
2,
ults early.
Still have the credits banked up. Of course, full armors for a couple members as well. So really trying to snowball any advantages they can get.
Heavy stack though. I mean, everybody from T1 hovering on this side of the map. Side player now starting to work his way over towards Marco, but he's going to shut the door rather than go for a peek. And I think overall, GenG say, well, thank you very much. We're going to keep inching our way over towards A, where things have been very quiet overall.
Yeah, so, you know, you imagine from T1's perspective,
It's
all right,
a
no
little bit
audio,
different
no
to how
info.
most
I'm
teams
just gonna
play
close the
this,
door,
right?
force
Most
them,
teams would
to come
never,
back into B,
when they're
because it
doing
makes
an
it seem like A
FPX
is
buy,
a heavier stack. But GenG,
teams
they'll
would
just go
never
for a slow
insert
creep to
one of
clear.
the guns.
Texture lingering in this position is
Aggro.
potentially worrisome though.
This is a
He does have the advantage.
little
Back
bit
away
risky. They
rather
do
than
get away
advance
with
forward
it,
into
but
the
30
site.
seconds left.
in an
We heard
ideal
the
world, that
toggle
should
there on that
probably
camera,
be
knowing
the
that he's not gonna
ghost.
catch a big
If
lurk
that gets
timing.
late, overwhelmed, then
Let's just go ahead and slowly drift back. Meteor, though, all the way forward, but it's 3 players getting ready to swing here into that defender spawn.
it's
but
huge.
he
And he
still
gets
comes
info
up
on
with
this as
2,
well.
and always
And
getting
this is
over
more
as a
like it,
ghost.
right? The people playing close.
The most ideal
The-
scenario, Munchkin.
Pretty much the
that
people on
Guardian,
their own and
always
playing
true.
close as well with that ghost.
Excurate now. Spotted,
There's these
forced
2 with
away.
guns. These
Just trying to get in a
texture.
position to
True.
die to the spike, and
But,
prove that Footlock yet will get dropped, but
I mean,
those
he
just
was
the
also
pistol
texture
members
last map.
taken down now on the
Gotta
side
think
of
that.
GenG. This is where damage, real damage could be dealt if they're able to get rid of some of these rifles, but as Karen does
Okay.
fall down to 20.
Lovely from
he
them. They
still
get the
will remain
two
standing
deaths that
as
they're
GenG
allowed to go an
close out
armor
the
rebuy,
anti-veto.
and this is a
I
full
mean, a very clean
solid.
round. The only thing GenG could have wished more is that the kills went over to
Full
someone else
solid buy
that would have
rounds.
had an impact
Dude,
ultimate. But otherwise,
Easy was
you
tempted to
only
get the
dropped
judge out
pistols,
again.
Still able to carry over the 3 rifles. Now you buy up 2 more.
BBC at one point
So you're
later.
matching rifle for rifle into the buy round. Huge 2K for Meteor.
One enemy
Now you
remaining.
can see the calm aim.
Ruby
returning to
Lev
some of these
today.
players
I've
like
gone for
Meteor.
Lev, but it's a pretty close game. Dude, Lev have just looked too
That
good
looks
when I
nice.
watched them recently
It
that
does,
I
in 2
can't.
different tones as well.
That has to
Really
go with
made
them.
it known.
Made the force Meteor back away. Tripwire as well, taken down.
Yeah, but that's a lot of investment. I mean, you know that's 2-3 people over by the B side. It should be a fast hit onto A.
Already working their way around through elbow now. Izu. Look to try to hold this. Paranoia at the ready, but it's waiting for any kind of information, any kind of noise that gets made.
Yeah, and the no noise is so good from GenG. They don't want to take the risk
Oh
of someone
boy, this
popping
guy
out of
just
that
had
smoke.
2
They're now
rotate.
already in
Spike
position
planted.
to catch it off guard.
Side player, depending on his approach, might actually be able to get the interception there on the Meteor as he creeps his way up the
Oh.
mid. In the meantime, though,
Whoa.
he's able to find Texture. Takes one down. Fragment does clear out Excurate, but Carpe finds Love.
Wait, did,
Things look a little bit decent for him, but
Oh my goodness,
the
Karen.
man's full blind. He's backpedaling with a Bulldog, and he just guns down 2.
And now he's got backup. They're all around the site. Izu finally clears it, but
Last
I don't know.
player
Oh,
standing.
Saya getting that catch. Leaves it now to Munchkin, but he's been the clutch king for the team.
Guardian?
The whole
Damn,
time
bro.
Munchkin
Guardian
says,
spam.
I'm
Hey,
an excellent
respect.
fisherman. I'm gonna get you out of that
Bonuses
smoke.
here. Well,
Takes them down, and GenG,
what are we saying to that? Love lucky?
they convert, and
Those
they
love
now
lucky.
are very firmly in the lead.
It was a nicely done. It was
I
nicely
mean,
done from
that
Munchkin in the
spray
1v2,
with the
but
Bulldog, like you said, backpedaling as
bro,
well. Just
he
holds
ate
it.
it.
Eyes up on the minimap.
He's
Make
not
sure
even
he's.
surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no reaction from Karen. He's just like, yeah, the job's not done. Rounds
Yeah,
still
they're
going.
both super chill on this. And
I mean, there's something
I mean, it's
about
basically the same
Kara
style that
that's
T1
always
had, so-
been, you know, somewhat charming for a lot of people, and the fact that, yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem like a rookie at all, right? He seems like he's been playing
Freeze
for
for
years.
third
He's
map.
had so many clutches
Saya
under his
has
belt.
ult. We have
But it's
ult to
only his
cancel
first year
ult.
in VCT, let alone even in Challengers. He's never made it to the main stage. Went through the qualifiers once, didn't get very far.
Full share of investment here from T1, a showstopper if they can start working things to their advantage. As the suppression does come through, spotting out 2. Flash in, looks to just go ahead and force them away.
Trying to keep the far angle as well. Make sure that you keep your weapons advantage. It is just 5 shirts on the other side.
Look at
However,
the timing of it as well.
Showstopper online,
They were
so
literally
T1 are
just
able to get
here.
a numbers advantage. Wouldn't put it past him.
Xcurate trying to creep forward, does end up falling, and that's going to draw an immense amount of attention here. Everybody from T1 now starting to shift, but so too is T1. Spike is being brought back across. Xcurate gets himself into a deep position, but then does fall.
And this
and
is
then
a
says, okay,
little
nope,
bit
shift the
risky,
spike
so that's
right
a
back over
gun
to
down
A.
that they can now
Here's it
get,
deep
but they
enough,
have got full
clears
A
the way.
control, so it's only one gun
can
for
be
a
recovered.
site.
Yeah, you are just gonna have to give up that Phantom. You're already taking that risk when you planted
30
the
seconds left.
the jet in there, or the texture. There is only one of them. But overall, I mean, sure, you give a weapon over, but GenG, they were playing for absolute guarantee that they could get the spike down and still have a numbers advantage. Now, you still have Lakia far back watching for the flank, because you know that you have the weapons advantage over here on the front.
Izu kind of anticipating it
be
would
so
seem,
fun.
but so too is Lakia.
Bunch of Fury online now.
Finds it. Rossi
Hero.
Meteor. Push up though. Munchkin striking down one.
I was going to say, the only hero play there is Rossi with the gun.
Just been so quick and clean with these
And
headshots
T1
here.
pretty much go
Throughout the
win this.
series,
That's
it's Munchkin.
where
GenG
we
now
go
up
and
to
breeze.
10.
9 rounds in a row from the first half, continuing in.
And they've got such an ult
GenG, the flow is good, and
disadvantage.
now they've got
And
their
they're
Both
big
of their
ults
ults
too.
get cancelled by
Yeah.
this.
I mean, not too far behind is T1 in that regard.
Eyes down.
Collectively about 4 charges, and they would have all 5 ults available to themselves. But right now, I mean, they need a bone, and GenG, they're not throwing them one.
See if the Thrash
Now I
comes
can
out
say
early,
that I'm
but
not
in a
even
position
worried,
to do so
but I'm
from
actually not
Carpe,
because this ult,
the thing is
the
T1,
ult
they've been
disadvantage
waiting,
is
assuming
crazy.
that with a composition like this, that you're going to use util early to signify
how are they
where
actually
you
meant
are.
to win this
And in the
round?
first couple rounds of this half, GenG has it, and in the last one, they used it, but they still went for a fake over to B. So T1 just doesn't have any information to get the read on what is GenG's tendencies right now here on the Sunset.
And they just waited out the knife, and they get
And now they
perfect
just go
timing.
back to cutting audio. I mean, this makes it so difficult for T1 to have the right reactions.
Love to see the cam set up there from Xcurate, because it seems like
pinging
Meteor
out
getting into
the,
position, not spotted. Snell command now coming through.
Hey, we at least like this though. We have an anti-KO set up,
Given line of sight over despite the pings.
but we
Meteor now
didn't get
approaching in
anything from the
market, strikes with
trips, and the
silence.
late
Least
luck
suspected.
in from Meteor
Hero
is
step
so
now,
strong.
set.
Good
Everybody
news
gonna be
is
spotted.
that
Meteor just looks to
Visual
reposition, gets
can
himself the
work
hell out of market.
now that
Fury
the
now coming through,
KO's
swing onto the corner. Ross
ult's
gonna be
done,
taken down.
but
Fury still
bro,
gonna
look at
cross.
them.
Izu
Look at
taken out
Meteor.
before the TP can come through. Quick toggle on the cam, swing onto the corner. Meteor trying to clear out Carpe. Drag across. Carpe
Don't even care about the miss kill here, man. Meteor
as
played
I
this
say
so
that,
well. Big distraction
The
over
last two
towards
players
here.
from
Luck goes
T1
in.
will fall.
Big
GenG
distraction again. Luck
now 10
goes
in a
in.
row. It's 11-6.
And this is the GenG that everyone around the world
But this
praised
one
early on.
could
I
be
mean, look
interesting
at
now
the time there for
because
Meteor.
T1
The
actually
fact that you have
have
someone so
a chance to use
reliable on the
ults.
lurk. Sure, he eventually goes down, but then everyone else,
Freezy
the
with the
angles
2
are
bombs.
holding,
Thank
it's
you, man.
perfect.
Appreciate the prime, bro.
And quite frankly, I mean, Texture staying alive for criminally too long after he goes through
Okay,
that trap
and you
wire.
forced
Lakia,
into this.
I think actually stepped
You got
through
too
it
many
again
ults. You
before
can win this with
GenG
ults.
finally clears it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he uses everything in his arsenal to stay alive. That's what mattered here for GenG.
It's just excellent timing from Meteor, getting himself into position there in mid, unspotted. And then as
And G
soon as
turned
that
on
side
suddenly.
comes
Dude,
in,
ever since they got that
expecting
op
to
out
have
on
that
the
presence
fence,
in
it's
market,
been
says, okay, attention should be
been
tied
non-stop.
away from me. Goes in, and Saya player was none the wiser.
Yeah, I like that he doesn't try to go for a pinch either. Like you said, he waits until
The
you're
op stuff on
absolutely
defense
certain
works pretty well
that
here.
all
A lot
attention
of
has
teams
to be
are
drawn because
trying
no one was
to.
sneaking out. The main force was
A lot
too
of teams
strong.
are trying to find out where
And if
the
he does
cypher
go down
is
at
so they
that
can
point,
hit the
of course, his
site.
teammates still
I
ready
feel like
to swarm
Gecko-
into market.
Gecko's not the greatest
So
agent
T1,
at
I mean, the most information they have right
push-
now is
like,
again that
both
audio's
of these
been
aren't the
cut.
best
It's been
agent
cut
at, like,
every
pushing
time
an
that
op
GenG's
off.
been successful, except for that one fake over to B. So ideally, you would want to get early information. You would want to push out, but unfortunately, you don't have the weaponry to do so. You even have a Thrash and a Showstopper to do it, but that seems like an overinvestment without the weaponry to back it up.
Yalla.
Well, basically from this point, there's no such
Wimler,
thing as
thanks
an
so much, man.
overinvestment.
Wimler with the 3 months.
You want
Appreciate
this
the tier 1,
2-0.
bro.
With
Thank
the
you,
sun
thank
running
you.
it back right now. One more round win. GenG will at least be guaranteed that overtime. If you want the 2-0, you need to throw everything
Nate
in the
goes
kitchen
deep,
sink
breaks the trip.
at GenG to try to come up with these wins.
So GenG this time just using a little bit of early info, but in positions that can't really give the read, right? It's all centered somewhere around bottom mid. Just clearing out main control. Just waiting to see, does T1 have information or not? So the only thing that T1 really has is a main with that one way, and GenG knows that. they can still play with time a little bit. They could still cut audio.
And
they can
they've
still fish for more reaction.
found the right site here.
On the lead the way.
T1 didn't go for the force, but it's still a pretty good low buy.
Spotted. Does look to reposition. Just wrapping back around over in towards mid. Xgrid with a fantastic headshot though. Does take down Texture. The neural theft now being sent out. Things revealed. Thrash coming through. Xgrid snappy with it. Finds himself another shot as the Tane comes in. Munchkin able to find one. A showstopper into the corner. Will take him out.
Xgrid had an absolute round, man.
In mid. Wraps around now into B
back-to-back nice shots.
1v4. I believe the noise was just made there as he did jump. Swing around into the back. Does find the first. Can he do what Mind Freak has done before him in this very same position? Seems like the answer is going to be no. Thrash once again going to be sent. 9 seconds now left. As Meteor says, well, at least I could try to play to take some weapons out of your hands, I suppose.
And this one turned out great.
It's going to be a thrifty.
Kape's going to get a gun upgrade. Izu can do the same.
Win streak from GenG.
Yeah, and a crucial round to do it on because map point not given over just yet for GenG. So you use everything in your arsenal. It all starts with a clean peek out from Obscured, but then the backup's immediate. The Thrash to make sure that you're clearing one side, Obscured still peeking around the other.
But if you're
tagged, but they just don't worry
GenG, you're not even fast at the moment.
Then we have the numbers advantage
Like,
against just one guy.
you just got 2 big ults out of them, right? You got Fish ult, you got Razor. This is a little bit scary though.
Absolute thorn for
Similar
GenG
story, but this time they have the
get by
Sovereign.
this time.
Sovereign's a lot better just because of the drone, right?
Texture working his way forward. So there's the swing out. Side player getting the angle, getting the kill. Texture taken down. Null Command invested here. As Rossi just looks to stave them off, and that will reroute GenG for now.
Oh, the positioning's a little too good for Obscured. Yeah, that's hard to read for Meteor.
Dude, that's a big read on
check
this.
both sides either. So that's a shutdown. Obscured
3v5, but they
still
get
have
over
the
towards a
trips
free site.
to work off of. One gets cleared.
The other one's over in market, and there's no approach from GenG on that side. Not spotting much there. Xcurate does manage to find Lakia before
He's a
getting
beast,
taken down.
man.
So
He's been
still
looking so good.
not too bad here
He was
for
such a
T1,
good
giving
pickup.
the man advantage. 4-2.
When did Xcurate even switch, like fully? When did he like commit to Valorant?
Footsteps. There's Izu. He's gonna get caught. Hands down, but Carpe counter swing into market. Does manage to find him over in mid. Now Munchkin. He's been so damn clutch. But surely this is too much to ask.
Like early last year or like
1v3
late
as the
last
wingman
year?
leads the charge. Gets cleared out. They confirm his position over in main. One flash, a fragment
After
available here
Paper X
from
got
Ross
to
and the paint chills
champs.
as well. They can just split the difference.
To, like,
They need the mosh
mid,
being
then.
invested here. He still holds his ground. Baits out the op shot. Pop flash coming through. Pulls back off the angle, but the punish not going to be found. Now the fragment in, but not deep enough. But as he tries to get himself an angle, Rossi will be able to find the
And they get to
headshot.
keep the op, which is one of the main things. They did use another ult into this one, but the ult didn't matter too much.
Oh, I absolutely held my breath when he survived that mosh. I mean, I thought that might have been another crazy 3K in the making.
After Tokyo.
But this time, good catch with the operator and a good adjustment from Obscured as well to hold that flank. They just empty mid, or they just empty B for a retake. T1 starting to get the better read. Rather than trying to play a widespread default like GenG did, they understand if GenG's going to constantly cut audio, try to play the numbers game, they also have to start to bank on one side of the map.
It's going to work so well.
This time it might just be the Dizzy and then the hold with the operator as well. Carpe should be looking to exit.
He's going to get a kill over the smoke, you would imagine.
He'll go back. That's refreshed.
Quick clear, but a lot. Space taken here. That smoke, not catching Saya, but he spots the difference between Munchkin and
my bad?
Texture.
It was a pretty good jump peek. You guys can't blame me for that. That's a good jump peek.
Space has to be given up. It's about to be 5v5. The attempted retake here from T1, trying to deny GenG from getting themselves up to match point. The null command starts things off.
How the hell are you meant to retake now?
They have to just charge through.
Whoa, that'll...
Puts Munchkin down. Spamming across, finds one, but
That'll
Meteor
help.
holding here at elbow. Strikes down to Izu. Looks for a little bit more, and it finds it. Gives him an advantage here as Lakia catches Saya player. Unawares on the approach. Recon at the ready. The Dizzy over the top. The defuse being started. Texture dashing his way in, trying to catch some with util in hand, and he will. Texture gives his life, but Karen to find the
honestly,
2K
it
on
was
the
a
back end.
pretty
GenG,
nice attempt at the retake.
They will get themselves now up to map point.
A much more comfortable position, but
the
not
nades
quite
meant that
over
they could
just
get
yet.
half, and then Rossi wanted to get off and let
T1,
little bro
they
get
close
the
the
other
gap all
half,
the
and then
way
the
up to
time was like
4.
just slightly off.
So GenG can't rest on their laurels.
And the
Meteor
op goes
now
out at
20
their
and
hands as
14
well.
though.
Maybe if they hit a shot to the side, it's a
Absolutely
different
impactful
round,
on
but
that
that's a hard shot to
It's
hit,
been
so
ever
can't be
so
too angry at
precious
it.
for GenG. Even
But
here,
Meteor's been
really
great as well.
crucial
Both the
2K.
ciphers have been good.
Because you always got to account for that wingman, right? I mean, they're not going to have to risk one person going down in a fight. They'll always be able to match the numbers on the side of T1.
Well, they watch the Zeta game. They know to count the wingman.
Damn, bro, why Zeta? Dude, Zeta having a
T1 trying to get aggressive outside of A.
Zeta have a rough time out of playoffs,
The
and
IGL alone here on this B
they're
side
still
of the map.
getting flamed.
Cage sent.
Cage triggered.
And one pop now. So he looks to try to slow up the approach. The rest of the team now getting their way
That
out
was so
over towards mid.
unnecessary, dude.
This is a very stressful position for Xcure because he's trying to hold on to
What did
Bobo, but
Zeta
he has to worry
do?
about
They
market
lost
as well.
a, they lost a, what was it, 1v3 or a 1v4 against Wingman, basically.
Lockett watching behind.
I think it was
Cypher
1v3
Cam as well as a trap wire there to play off of
on
as
this
well.
map,
Yeah,
over
they're very
towards A.
forward too, so Lakia should have an advantage.
4 point spots, one. Dizzy over the top. Meteor in the meantime able to find Xcure. The neural theft not going to be coming into play here in this round. The rest of T1.
I like the change
now
up from
trying to clutch
T1,
this
but
out.
as soon as this all goes in and gets in for the
Carpe
4
strikes
people
him
to
down,
push it
evens the
behind,
odds.
it's
Zizu strikes at market.
and now it just switches and it's so
3v3.
hard to get
Full
out of
flash
here.
on a Munchkin, tucks back into the corner, but as he
Crossfire is
retreats,
just gonna be
finds
too
Sidefire
good.
stranded and all alone. Carpe and Rossi now the last
Breeze?
one standing.
All
Now
right.
it's just Carpe, the former IGL. He cannot get it done. 3 members left standing.
It's an impressive comeback though. 6-1 to 6-1 to 13. 13-8.
Oh, GenG looking so much better, and they absolutely proved what they prepped with that composition, right?